Okay, well, I want to begin with a warm-up before we do the main opening credits.
Okay.
Warm me up, fam.
I'm going to read the names of a bunch of comic strips from an old British comic called The Beano.
Okay.
And
Yeah!
I'm not going to stop.
Do we do any input for this as well, or are you just going to read?
I mean, you can if you want, but this is just to, this is to... I'm not sure what this is for. It's just been on my mind, okay?
What?
Is anyone who's not from Britain aware of the Beano?
No.
Good.
What is the Beano?
Okay, so the Beano is like a children's weekly comic. It's not like superheroes or anything. It's just like kids going to school and being naughty at school and stuff. That's the idea of the Beano, essentially.
Is it a newspaper strip or an actual comic?
No, it's an actual comic.
It's just a weekly comic, and there were recurring characters.
Is it the name of a character or the name of the comic?
That's just the name of the comic. It's where Dennis the Menace originates as well.
Yeah, our Dennis the Menace. There's an American Dennis the Menace as well who is different.
Oh.
With blonde hair.
Little shit. Anyway, Big Ego.
Big ego.
Big Ego. Ping the Elastic Man. Whoopee Hank. Hookie's Magic Bowler Hat. Wee Peem.
That's me.
Little Dead-Eyed Dick.
That's Moogle.
Big Fat Joe. Monkey Tricks.
That's Spinx.
Frosty McNabb. Boney the Brave. Puffing Billy. Tricky Dicky Ant.
That's Rusty.
What?
Deep Down Daddy Neptune.
What?
That's definitely MD.
Laddie Longlegs. Wily Willy Winky.
That's you, Catsman.
Cocky Dick. Winkin' and Blinkin'. Big Heap. Handy Sandy. Polly Wally Doodle and her great big poodle.
The last two sound like prostitutes.
Like old-timey prostitute.
Sammy Shrinko. Sticky Willy.
That's me, also.
Wavy Davy and his navy. Biffo the bear.
I remember Biffo. Biffo was shit.
Swanky Lanky Liz. Smarty Smokem. Hairy Hugh and his cockatoo. Have a go, Joe. Skinny Flint, the meanest uncle in the world. Wandering Willie.
What?
Oh my god.
Bucktooth, the boy who lives in a barrel. Clumsy Claude, the blunder boy. Prince Whoopee. Punch and Jimmy. The McTickles. And to round the collection out, Ball Boy.
Hello and welcome. That's right.
Rock me, baby, baby. Rock me, baby, baby.
That's right.
Baby, 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 baby.
Hello, and welcome to the podcast. I'm your not host, Bran, and I'm joined by Catsman,
What it is.
Mooglepies,
I am also present.
Rusty,
Someone please call the police.
Spinx,
You gotta spin it to win it.
and Woolyshambler.
Don't call the police.
I'm calling the police.
Thank you.
Fuck the police. It took me ages to go to the police station to hand in that lost wallet I found.
You should have walked faster then.
When I got to the police station, they just wanted to know if I'd committed a crime.
Well, did you?
No, I was just handing in a wallet.
Good.
Did they let you keep the money or anything? Or
No.
What? Wait, why would they
Why
let
would
me
they let
keep
you
the
do
money?
Because if it's an insignificant amount of money, I'm pretty sure you get to keep it. If it's something like if it's less than £30.
Is this the finders keepers law of wallets?
Yeah, no, this is an actual thing.
Generally speaking, no, it's not. That doesn't generally tend to happen. What tends to happen is that if it doesn't get claimed at all, it just goes to the police station's charity fund. Because each police station has a charity fund of some description.
Oh, all right.
What you do is you ask someone to identify the money. Like, what does it look like? Who's on it? 99% of people can't tell you.
It's the Queen, isn't it?
On one side, yeah. Who's on the other side?
It's Jane Austen. If it's a £10 note, it's Jane Austen on the other side, and it says on it, "I do declare that reading is the greatest thing that I have ever done."
He's right.
What?
Excuse me?
That's what it says on the new £10 coins. It's got a picture of Jane Austen and a quote from her that says, "I do declare that reading is the best experience a woman can have with her clothes on."
What?
I don't think that's correct.
It's something along the lines of that. You'd have to read the tenor.
I don't
but
think that's correct.
It's correct. If I had a £10 note on
I
it,
think that's a Mitch. I think you're mitching.
get your fucking wallet out.
I don't have any money in my wallet, so someone else will have to do it.
I don't have any British money.
Your money's weird though, Rusty. Yours is in portrait.
Why is
True.
British money in landscape?
It says, "I declare, after all, there is no enjoyment like reading."
There you go.
It doesn't say it in a Southern Belle accent, does it?
Nor does it say with your clothes on.
I do declare.
Right. Should we move on to our first matter of business?
Please. You've got the news, right?
I've got the news. I'd like to start off the news with an original and creative joke.
Oh no.
If you will allow me to.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Do we have to?
Nintendo will no longer be making any Mario games because now Bowser runs Nintendo of America. This is an original joke. Everybody laugh. Hold for applause.
Ha ha ha.
Haha.
So Reggie's out and Doug Bowser has taken over as head of Nintendo of America.
Yep.
End of an era, man.
And Reggie's not changing jobs. He's retiring, which is not something very common in this industry.
Yeah, he's not even that old.
I think people should be able to retire.
What was Reggie's job before he was with Nintendo? He sold Doritos or something, right?
He's worked with a lot of places. I think at one point he was with Pizza Hut or Domino's. I think it was Pizza Hut.
Yes.
I remember
That's it,
Pizza
yeah.
Hut being a
He
thing.
was a marketing chief of Pizza Hut or something like that.
God knows how he got hired, because, Pizza Hut,
In the 90s, Pizza Hut was big, dude.
were they really?
Yeah. They were in Crazy Taxi.
I guess they were in Crazy Taxi. That is my one...
People in Crazy Taxi will ask you to drive them to the original Pizza Hut.
And Levi jeans. Anyway, I don't really have much to say about this. I don't think it's that interesting, really.
Nor do I.
Like, while I like Reggie, he's just kind of a top business exec at Nintendo. He doesn't really make any of the interesting decisions because he does the sales in America. He doesn't do anything related to games development, really.
I'll say about Reggie that at least he wasn't just some interchangeable fucking dude in a suit like you see at E3 like 99% of the time.
Oh god, yeah.
No, he was
Yeah.
like,
At least Reggie had a fucking personality.
yes, like,
is what I'm saying.
Even if he couldn't act to save his life.
yeah, he could.
Hey, don't bully Reggie.
No, like, Reggie, yeah, yes, he was just there to sell us stuff, but he made me laugh, and he made a lot of other people laugh, and I
Yep.
think that's worth respecting. I miss Reggie.
Any guy that, as his first fucking act, comes out and says, we're about, what was it? It was about
Kicking ass and taking names.
Making games.
kicking ass, taking names, making great games.
And then roll the trailer for Metroid Prime 2. Like, just that's the start of the conference. That's a good start of conference.
I wonder who had the idea as well for all the little skits he did with Bill Trinan, because those were very funny and very good.
Yes.
Bill!
Oh hey, Bill, you're fired.
I miss those. They really haven't done those like recently.
Yeah, they were good.
Ever since the Switch came out, they kind of stopped with like the skits, and I miss them.
I don't think it's the Switch. I think it was Iwata's death.
Iwata's death, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
What a...
That still fucking gets him, even though it's been like 3 years.
He got cancer and he turned into a puppet.
Why did you ruin the moment, Catsman?
Hey, put it this way. At least now you're laughing about Iwata's death instead of crying.
That's true.
Because he brought us so much joy.
Still crying on the inside.
He was a good man. Good man.
Great developer.
So, do we know anything about Doug Bowser? Is he an alright guy?
I saw a video where he did this buddy game with Reggie where they had to guess the other's favorite food, who they would go on a date with, Nintendo character.
Oh, what did they say?
What did he say? No, which was his favorite princess? And it was Zelda. And what was the other thing? Something where the answer was Bowser.
What's your name?
Which Nintendo character would you least want to be your dad?
Bowser is a great dad. Fuck you.
Bowser's a good dad.
Bowser's a good dad.
No, he's not. Bowser is a terrible parent.
Bowser's an excellent
Have you
dad.
not seen that video with the parental controls? That's so
Oh,
good.
that video is so
He
good.
cares about his son.
Okay, he's good on the parental controls, but I mean, look, if I had a worthless son, I would hate him as much as Bowser hates his son.
Oh.
Bowser cares for his son deeply. Mario Sunshine, like, he tricks him into thinking that Peach is his mum just so he doesn't feel shit about the fact that, like, his mum's dead.
He's got no mum.
Well, no, Miyamoto's his mom.
No.
Doc Bowser came from EA.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, this is he's right. That's true.
Oh god, no.
Yes, that's my reaction as
So
well.
Doug Bowser is evil then, we agree.
On the plus side, in the first video that he does after being announced as the new CEO, in the background there's some like little shout outs like
Oh, yeah.
the Mario and Luigi plushes are tied up with a GameCube controller cord.
Yes, that's quite good. I do like that.
Like, yeah, okay.
I hope for the best. The mainstay still has Nintendo of Japan anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change things much. I agree, Rusty.
What would you name yourself in order to get like CEO position at like Sega? Do you think if your name is just like Adrian Hedgehog, they would have you, or would it have to be more specific than that?
No, I'd call myself Felix Robotnik.
Felix Robotnik. Robotnik.
You call yourself Felix Robotnik and you go and apply to work at Sega of Japan, and they're like, "What the fuck? What are you named?" People keep asking you, "Is that Felix Robotnik or is that Felix Robotnik?" All one word. How do you spell Robotnik? They would
No,
just...
it's Felix Rob Odnik.
Oh God, that's a terrible name.
I'll just say it with a Russian accent and people will get it. Robotnik.
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 Hello, my name is Felix Robotnik.
Actually, that's an awesome name.
I like the idea that you introduce yourself in a Russian accent and then you just talk normally for the whole rest of the conversation.
I'd never thought about it before, but that is a Russian-sounding last name. Do you think that was intentional?
Yes.
No.
Because the Cold War was on and all bad guys were Russian.
Cold War wasn't on.
It was. Sonic was during the Cold War and he's based on Bill Clinton.
True.
That's true.
And his girlfriend's name is Madonna.
Yeah. News.
Let's continue Fallout 76 watch from our last podcast. Okay, we got some more bugs to talk about. Right. So the next news after everything that followed from last time is that people have been able to use tools to get into a secret developer room in Fallout 76. In this
We've had this already.
Have we had the developer room?
This was on the last one, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's a recap. So Bethesda's finally actually cracking down on people getting into this developer room and getting access to all the items that they want. Apparently, even the unreleased DLC items are in this dev room as well, so you can just get items that aren't even in the game yet. So Bethesda have finally started banning people who get in there. After that, they patched the game for stability updates, and it reintroduced bugs that were not in the previous patch, but had been in the patch before, which sounds like a case of they've not actually like updated from their most recent patch. They've updated from the patch before for whatever reason, and they've lost a load of changes that were made. One of the biggest issues, apparently, is when you've got items that weigh practically nothing, they still weigh too much. So if you've got like 100 like hairpins on you, then they weigh like 10 kilos when they should only weigh like a kilo and stuff. But yeah, so they're reintroducing bugs with patches. And the funniest one, I think, is that they started cracking down on people with duplicated items because there were glitches to duplicate items in the game. They deleted most items from people's accounts and left them all with just like one of the item. But they were also banning people who had duplicated items. This also resulted in bans on people who had just made a lot of the same item.
Yep.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Like with regular crafting methods legally in the game, they were just banning people who had too many of like good items, even if they'd crafted them legitimately.
I saw that somebody had played for 900 hours and had too much ammo, And so they got banned. And it's like, yeah, great. You banned the one person who's actually enjoying your game. Congratulations.
That's not really true. He was cheating.
Allegedly, that person was also like using mule accounts to get items as well.
All right, never mind. Fuck him then.
I read through the Reddit thread he made, or someone else made for him, and apparently he was swapping ammo back and forth to decide on a weapon or something like that. I didn't read everything, but still, it's bad PR, even more bad PR for this game. I give it like 2 more years.
They're gonna string it out, and I assume, people are going to keep playing it. There must be a dedicated core of Fallout fans who are still playing it, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
And for how much longer?
Apparently, someone just randomly got access to one of the unreleased DLC vaults as well. Completely by accident, they just fell through a hole in the map and into the vault.
Oops.
And then couldn't leave. So they had to request to be moved out of the area by the devs because they could not leave the vault that they had found themselves in. And apparently the only thing you could interact with in it at the time was a computer screen that just said "fuck you."
Nice.
Presumably to people who hack their way in. It's like just a fuck you message for them for accessing it early, but he just honestly got in there by accident.
Oh, Bethesda.
Hey man, look, making games is hard. Collision detection is hard. Version control is hard. Fixing bugs is hard. It's all just difficult, okay?
Anyway, moving on. A fun bit of news I heard recently is Nike have brought out a pair of electronic shoes that can connect to your phone app. And the idea of the shoes is that they've got like hydraulics in them that are controlled by your app to mold around your foot so that when you do exercise and stuff, it can change the amount of grip you kind of get against the shoe to make it easier to run or jump or whatever sport it is you're doing. The iPhone app works perfectly fine. The Android app has, from a recent update, bricked people's right shoes.
Oh, you brick a shoe? I was expecting to say that it brick the phone, not brick the shoe.
No, it's bricking people's shoes. So the left shoe will connect to the app post-update. The right shoe will refuse to connect and will not connect to older versions of the app anymore. So essentially you end up with one shoe that just doesn't do the thing it's supposed to. And these cost like, I think $600, something like that.
Fuck.
I hope a solar flare comes and just destroys all the smart devices on Earth.
Apparently it's $350. Let's talk about Fortnite Live in Norwich. Did you guys hear about this? It made BBC News. Someone set up an unofficial Fortnite event in Norwich, and all of the children who went cried because it was awful. Apparently the queues were long, the events were crap, the ball pit smelt of urine, the standard stuff.
Good!
And now Epic Games are suing the whole of Norwich.
The whole of Norwich.
The whole of Norwich.
Suing the whole city.
Well, maybe not the whole of Norwich, just the festival.
What happens to Norwich if they lose? Do they get expunged from all the maps?
No,
they just become Epic Games Norwich.
Epic Games Norwich.
They get bought up.
Yeah. Just get
The
bought
entire
up.
city just becomes like a Epic Games studio.
All of the people who live there, they'll all just be forced to make assets for Fortnite.
They become assets for Fortnite.
That's something out of Demolition Man right there.
I would play Fortnite if it was just set in Norwich.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
What about Western Supermare?
Western Ultramare.
Western Ultramare.
If you could play Fortnite and take refuge in like a pound stretcher in Norwich, I would be all over that. Then it would be culture.
I often think I kind of want to play the Assassin's Creed that's set in London just because, I live close enough that I could be like, oh, hey, here's those places in the London that I know about.
I forgot that thing exists.
I don't remember any place in London. It's all just a blur of dark tube stations and fetid air.
That's London.
My dad used to do this thing when I would play Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube where he'd watch me play and he'd be like, all right, I'm going to show you where my hotel in New York was when I went to visit. Right, go down this street. And he'd just he'd take me around the sights of New York in Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube. It was quite fun.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another game I wanted to buy because of this exact reason was, I think it's Forza Horizon 4, the one that's set in Britain. You could just drive to your house. That'd be fun. It's like, oh, look, there's me house. There's me naked in the window waiting for Animich to show up.
Just staring awkwardly through the window.
Very disappointed by Euro Truck Simulator that the whole of Britain is about 5 roads that go through a set of small hills.
Why, that sounds pretty accurate.
That is Britain.
That sounds like Britain.
It's accurate for an American.
What the fuck did you just call me?
An American.
Oh, you're right.
One of them, like they have over on the continent. You've seen them. They have really long arms, don't they? They have arms.
You've seen them.
You've seen them.
You're thinking of orangutans
They
again.
have arms that goes all the way down to their
You're
knees.
thinking of orangutans,
I'm
Catsman.
pretty sure I'm thinking of Americans.
Okay.
I'm actually just Lanky Kong.
They have no style. They have no grace.
Oh, all they eat is ham floating in salt water.
No, you're thinking of pigs.
That's not figs.
No, not figs. Pigs.
Moving on.
Did anyone see the Pokemon beta stuff?
Yep.
There was new beta content released for the original Pokemon games that have a lot of scrapped Pokemon ideas and extra evolutions that weren't in the game. I don't know how sort of deep we want to go into this, but anyone want to talk about Pokemon?
I only want to talk about it if it confirms that Venonat originally evolved into Butterfree.
Oh.
You can talk about that as much as you want. MD's in here.
I mean, it is true.
Oh, it's true, apparently.
It's quite obvious to anyone who bothers to look.
I don't think Venonat's actually in this beta, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about it on that article.
Yeah.
The original logo for Capsule Monsters is, though.
Yes, it is.
Which actually led me to understand for the very first fucking time Pokeballs are just gacha balls. Never really realised.
Oh, yeah.
Never realised.
Oh.
That's interesting.
I love how there's a middle evolution for Psyduck that looks no different from regular Psyduck.
It's called Weirduck.
That's a good name.
Most of the names on there are like the people who got the data like made up names for them. But Weirduck is a good name. I could totally see Weirduck be a real Pokemon though.
Yeah. There's some cool squids in there. There's a weird Zubat that doesn't have any ears or a mouth.
It's just like a small ball with wings.
There's a different design for Jigglypuff that is just a balloon with a face. Like it's a child's string balloon with a face.
I dig.
And I think the one I was most interested by was the Yeti. There's like a Yeti which occupies the same space that Jinx occupies in the Pokedex and looks more like it would be part of a trio with Electabuzz and Magmar.
Boober.
Yeah, Boober. I don't know why they changed it to Jinx, because actually I think thematically the three of them being kind of ice monsters rather than whatever Jinx turned out to be would have been better.
I think she's like some kind of ice monster in Japanese mythology, if I remember right.
Yukiona, yes, we've talked about it.
She's not a Yukiona, because that's, what's its name? Frostless. But it's some kind of different ice monster in either Japanese or other kind of somewhere else's mythology.
Yeah, so if you're interested in that, it's at Helix Chamber. It's quite an interesting article if you want to read about Pokemon beta stuff. I love beta stuff in video games, just in general.
It's fun.
Yeah, me too.
I want to know what happened with Metroid Prime 4, and I want to know if we'll ever see any of the beta Metroid Prime 4 stuff.
Unlikely.
I wouldn't put it past them.
I don't want to see whatever that fucking game looked like, because everyone who is actually at Nintendo who makes Metroid has fucking lost it.
That's because Nintendo don't really make Metroid anymore.
Well, yeah.
Nintendo haven't made a Metroid game in quite some time now.
What was the last one they made?
They made the GBA ones.
They made the GBA ones. Those are 2002 and 2003.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm pretty sure the series creative director worked on Metroid Other M, actually.
He worked on it, but he didn't develop it.
What's Metroid Other M?
Awful.
The baby.
Baby.
The baby.
The baby.
The
Baby.
bottle ship.
The baby.
What's the most interesting beta game for you?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Like a beta that we have access to, or that we have
No,
seen?
just with weird stuff that never happened.
Fallout Van Buren.
Oh, that was like an entire game that got through to like
Yes.
the beta stage before being scrapped, didn't it?
Yeah. It was going to be the original Fallout 3 before Interplay closed. And a bunch of their ideas were reused in New Vegas, but there's a lot of cool stuff that just went lost.
There's quite a lot of stuff around Ocarina of Time because that went through quite a long development period, and that was quite interesting. I think there's quite a bit of stuff on Mother 64 as well. Like there's that full trailer and things, and it'd be interesting to get more of that. Yeah, with the minecart and everything.
There are apparently whole chapters that just were cut out of the game, not for like time reasons, but just because like a second writing pass, I guess. But apparently it was like weird and dark originally, and there's lots of unused like weird and dark content in the GBA thing. Like all these weird images of like Klaus at the end with like dead eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
It's neat. I thought it was always really interesting how Sega hired that guy who went on to make Sonic Mania, but before that he did ports of Sonic.
Christian Whitehead.
Yeah, ports of Sonic games to like phones and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And as part of that, he actually restored cut content from those games, like
Hidden Palace Zone.
I love that shit.
Yeah, Hidden Palace in Sonic 2.
Which is a really good way to do something if you're remastering something. I wish that Nintendo had done that for Wind Waker.
Yeah.
And they'd brought back the dungeon ideas that were scrapped for Wind Waker HD.
The problem is they used them in other games,
Twilight Princess.
so they were never going to put them back in.
That's true.
Twilight Princess had quite a few of them.
Nintendo, after Mario Strikers Charged, was working on a game called Mario Spikers, which was supposed to be a mix between a beach volleyball and wrestling.
Jesus.
What?
And there are very few beta animations floating around the web.
Those animations are absolutely brutal.
Yep, just like a Mario stomping around on his enemies.
Jesus.
They weren't really working on it though. It was more of like a pitch that didn't.
Concept?
Yeah, it was like a concept that I think Next Level Games they like pitched it to Nintendo and they shot it down. It never really entered formal production, but those animations are real cool.
Well, Nintendo didn't like Mario Strikers, really, did they?
That doesn't surprise me.
It was being produced and it was popular, but they were like, this is weird and we don't really like it. Why is Waluigi doing crotch thrusting?
I love Mario Strikers.
I agree.
It's the only football game I love.
I've never played it, and I need to play
God,
it.
it's so awful.
We should play it this summer, clearly.
Does anyone care that Xbox Live is on Switch?
I think it's kind of cool. I don't know how it's gonna work.
It's interesting. I'm interested where this is going.
I assume they're going to do something with achievements, maybe. They'll have like third-party achievements and say, look, you can get Xbox achievements on your Nintendo games.
Who cares?
I don't know if it'll make it easier to do cross-play, maybe. Maybe that's what they're aiming for.
Full X Play.
It is, 10 play.
What's the point of achievements, really?
I don't know. Some people like them. I don't care.
Dick measuring contest.
Literally the first thing I did when I borrowed my dad's PS4 was turn off achievement notifications.
That is a good thing to do, however, on PS4, because they are obnoxious as fuck.
Yeah, I did it with my Xbox 360 too.
I turned off all notifications, especially the you can't record right now, because that ruins your immersion.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've never cared about achievements either one way or the other.
Same.
They're just there for the people who want them. That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
They didn't ruin anything, so I don't mind.
They're pretty harmless.
Yeah, true. I think they are something that makes a deal for some people, though. Some people really like achievements. You know, it's people are like, oh yeah, I gotta get that platinum. I gotta get that 1,000 gamer score.
It depends on
I
the
think
game.
it depends
really.
on the game for the most part. Sometimes they're handled really well, other times they're handled really fucfucking poorly.
The only irritating thing is if, like, a game at, like, a really important moment gives you some dumbass achievement when you're trying to, like, concentrate. Or, when there's a story of a game where, like, a character's just died and, like, an achievement pops up, like, collect 100 thingies. And you're like, oh, okay. Congrats.
Persona 4 is awful for that because the PS4 is set so that when you get a trophy, it takes a screenshot at the same time. And the way that Persona 4 was made is that it doesn't let you take screenshots or video using the PS4's inbuilt systems. So every time you get a trophy, you get the notification of the trophy, immediately followed by, you couldn't take a screenshot of this. Really sorry. So it does like a double whammy of notifications on the screen. It's really fucking annoying.
I just know in the Final Fantasy VII remake, there's gonna be an achievement during that one cutscene, and the achievement will be dies.
Well, that's implying that Final Fantasy VII Remake's gonna come out, which it's not.
Yeah. I think we're on my last piece of news.
Thank God.
Official design documents have come out for the Kirby series that show that Kirby has a skeleton.
Yep.
Ew, why would
Please,
you do
please
this?
show me.
It's wrong.
Please show me.
It's bad.
I've just posted it in the chat.
Let me see this.
No.
Let me see this.
It's wrong. Don't look at it.
What? No, why?
Don't look at it. It's wrong.
His
Don't look at
arms
it.
are inside his rib cage.
There's no way.
He's got little finger and toe bones as well.
They're vestigial bones from when he had human-like feet and hands.
He has a jaw. It doesn't make sense, right?
No.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
This is a fan made. There's no way.
No, this is real, apparently.
20 centimeters. Kirby's fucking tiny.
Yeah, Kirby's always been tiny. He's like 8 inches tall.
Wait, so because when Kirby crouches, right, he becomes like flat as a pancake. So does his entire
Yeah,
skeleton
right.
just fucking collapse?
No. You see at the right drawing, you see the ribcage is actually not really connected to his skull, so it just folds into itself.
Yeah, when he crouches down, his ribs are like coming out of his mouth a little bit.
So the question is, where does his food go when it's inside him? And I think it's long
Into
been...
his stomach.
No, it's long been sort of suggested that Kirby's stomach is actually a dimensional portal that just holds objects inside it, hasn't it?
It's a pocket dimension.
It's like an iCloud.
Oh, hold on. I'm just going to upload you to the cloud, get in my mouth. But yeah, that's basically news. Is there anything anyone wanted to talk about that I haven't mentioned?
I'll zoom in here, I guess, with a few little wee thoughts that I had. Because people have been talking a lot recently about two things, and I'm trying to look at them. Oh, yeah. One of them is the Epic Store.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention
yeah.
this, but yes. What are your thoughts? What's everyone's thoughts on this? I don't care, to be honest, but go on.
I would be annoyed if I were a potential customer of Metro who wanted it on Steam and then they cancelled it on Steam.
But they brought it back on Steam because people were angry, right?
Did they?
I'm going to look it up on Steam right now.
I mean, there are plenty of PC games that come out that only come out on Steam. I don't see why it would be a massive problem. I mean, it's annoying from my perspective if I wanted any of them, because I would rather have them all in one portal than somewhere else. But
Oh, no, it's still discontinued on Steam. I heard that it had enough backlash that it came back to Steam, but I must have heard wrong.
I thought it's a timed exclusive.
So apparently everyone who bought it on Steam were actually given the game on Steam,
Yeah.
but you can no longer purchase it on Steam.
you're correct.
Now, look, I'm not one of these people who says, like, everything has to be on Steam, or that, like, Steam is the only thing that they'll use. I think it's good for people to have choice in, like, where they buy stuff from. But what you're seeing here with Epic Store and stuff like this is not so much choice as it is you're basically trading, like, an absolute monarch for a series of little fiefdoms, like feudalism, and, like, none of them are good.
Nope.
And all of the common arguments for it are bullshit. So first off, for true choice, instead of Monopoly, it would be on all the game
Yeah,
stores, and you'd be
exactly.
able to choose which one you buy it from. Second of all, people say it's better for developers because they get more money, but that's really bullshit. Like, when Steam came about, it undercut retail by more than 50%, and
Still does.
it still does, yeah. But if you wanted to undercut Steam, if you wanted as a developer to get more money, Humble Bundle takes 10%, and Itch.io actually takes 0%, although you can tip them. So all these people crawled out of the woodwork when this thing was announced, like, well, developers should get more money, and I bet none of them fucking buy anything on Humble or Itch.io.
The other thing is that it's harsh, but I don't really give a fuck about the developer. Like, if it's costing less money, why is that not being passed to me?
Yeah.
It's real harsh, but, like, it's just truth at the end of the day.
The thing about this sale is it is costing us less money if we buy it from the Epic Game Store. So the problem with
interesting.
Steam is Steam takes 30% cut, I think, of
It
sales.
does, yeah.
And the Epic Game Store takes something like I think it's a 12% cut, but if you're using Unreal Engine, then they get an 8% cut because of something to do with licensing Unreal Engine. What happened with Metro Exodus is, I think I've only got the American values, it was something like $60 on Steam, and I think it was something like $50 on the Epic Game Store. So it worked out at a bigger profit margin due to the percentages for the developer, but it was also cheaper for the consumer to purchase. So they were making an extra $2 per sale off it, the developer that is, and we were being charged something like $8 to $10 less.
I mean, I don't dislike that, but my third point is really that the Epic Store sucks. It doesn't have user reviews, it doesn't have cloud saves, it doesn't have library sharing, it doesn't have like in-home streaming. Like Steam's got tons of features. It doesn't have Mac or Linux. It basically has no features other than downloading and launching games. And the reason they had to pay developers to make games Epic exclusive is because they can't compete on their own merits. Like, yeah, it's better than Origin, but Origin crashes twice when I try and install it. So that's not an accomplishment. Like, I say this as someone who, like, I own a physical copy of Jazz Jackrabbit 2. I bought Unreal 3 on release. Like, I used to be a big Epic fan, even when they weren't making good games. But they've really sold their soul. They sold their soul to fucking Tencent, and now they're just nothing.
Which is my biggest issue with it. I mean, competition is good, but if I have to choose between Valve and Tencent, I'm gonna choose Valve.
I mean, Valve are a bit rubbish, to be honest, but at least they're not Tencent.
Yes.
Valve are rubbish now, but there's a lot of goodwill behind Valve from how they revolutionized PC gaming back in the day, right?
They've got goodwill inertia.
Yeah. So this is the thing. I don't think we need these launchers anymore. Because, like, I feel like a lot of the drive behind Steam was the fact that there wasn't a good place to buy PC games back in the day. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I wasn't a big PC gamer when, like, PC gaming started to get big. But it was difficult to get games easily. Physical game installation on a PC has never been very good for me. It's I've never enjoyed, like, popping a CD into my PC, and especially now that we're moving away from kind of optical formats as well.
I don't agree with that. I really liked fucking going to the store, buying a big box PC game opening the box and popping the fucking CD.
Yes.
Going through the installer would have like music playing, or it would have like a little slideshow of like artwork from the game in it. It was glorious. I loved it.
That's something that's part of the experience.
Take it back then.
Steam was cheap. That was the main thing.
Yes.
But now Steam is not necessarily cheap, so do we still need it? And could we not be buying things either directly from the publishers or from sites like Good Old Games, Green Man Gaming, Humble Bundle, things like that instead?
Technically, yes, but do you want 20 launchers?
No, but if you buy them from Humble Bundle, you get a DRM-free copy.
Yeah, that's different, yeah.
GOG, get them DRM-free.
Why would I need a launcher? If I open a game, surely it should just run as an application. Like, I don't need a launcher. I can just search it in my library on my computer rather than having a fancy-looking Steam library that is really just a front end that I could put together myself if I wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, we've really got, like, launcheritis right now because everyone wants their own... They don't just want their own launcher, they want their own what they call an ecosystem. Like, what the fuck?
Do you want Uplay?
Do you want to know what I do for Battle.net games? I launch my Battle.net games through Steam. Yeah. So I launch the Battle.net launcher from my Steam library.
We need to go deeper.
And another thing is, like, you've got all these services, you've got all these different accounts. I didn't use my EA account for, like, 5 years. And when I got back to it, I found that some Russian had fucking logged into it because I was using a password that got leaked in one of those big many password breaches. So some Russian had logged into it and was playing a shitload of, like, one of the Battlefield games. So I bet he's really sad now that I changed the password when I logged in.
Did he buy games for you?
I think so, yeah. There's games in there I don't recognize.
Why would you do that?
You like anti-pirating.
I mean, unless he was using it as an account to just hack on or something stupid. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, like, there's so many different things. There's, like, all these different launches. There's all these different online services where it's like, I don't know, can I log in today? Is it going to work today? Do I have to update my launcher? Like, I just want to go back to, like, DOS, when all you had to do was buy the game.
No, not DOS, but having game icons on a desktop.
Yeah, that'd be fine by me. Like, if I put them all in a folder called games, that's what I do with my emulated games,
When was the last time I had a folder called games?
I had one on my Windows Vista machine.
Oh.
I think so did I.
Awful. So we've kind of got a situation now where we've got almost like console wars, but not with consoles
Launcher
on PC. We've got launcher wars. We've got
Store Wars.
Epic Games.
Store Wars.
Store Wars. We got Store Wars. We got Epic Games. We got Steam. We got the Discord thing now. Discord's
yeah,
doing their
I
own
forgot
shop.
Discord
as
Twitch
well.
have their own game shop.
Who do Twitch?
Twitch.
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon, but Twitch,
Yeah,
yeah.
Amazon.
I'm not gonna support those either.
I have some free games from Twitch, thanks to Amazon. Thanks for that.
Anything else we want to talk about that's been happening in recent gaming news?
I want to give my impressions of Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's
okay.
a thing. Yeah.
I've not played it. I've not watched it. I've watched the trailer.
I don't know what it is.
I know absolutely nothing about it except for the fact that it was made by Titanfall people.
I'm going to give you my extremely detailed review of Apex Legends. It sucks.
Good. Moving on.
There you go. That was it.
Okay, next thing.
Oh yeah, Anthem came out.
And it's already price cut.
It's got a 35% price cut.
Yep.
Crackdown has got a 30% price cut as well, I think, and that came out like a week ago.
I didn't even hear about Crackdown coming out. Wow.
It was quite quiet. That's why.
Wow.
But wow.
Wow.
I want to talk about Tetris 99.
Oh boy.
Okay, yeah, I'll talk all day about Tetris 99.
Tetris 99.
You played about 4 solid hours of Tetris 99
And he
last
did well.
night.
I
think he
did.
did well.
I
With-
did.
Good
Well
job.
done.
Everyone
Specs.
just
Well done,
berating
Specs.
Very
him.
good
Well done,
job,
Specs. Good job.
That's
Well
a
done,
bad
Specs.
miss.
That's a bad miss, Specs.
Tetris 99 is really good, and it's a genuinely fresh idea, and it's the first good battle royale.
I agree.
Yep.
What that man said.
So would Tetris 99 be categorized as psychological horror?
Yes.
Only if Cats and I are there
Only
at the
if
same
we are
time.
around.
I have not played much Tetris before Tetris 99, which I prefer to call Tetris Battle Royale, really, because that's what it is. And I have played over 10 hours of Tetris Battle Royale now, whereas before in my entire life I must have played less than 20 minutes of Tetris. And it just shows me that actually Tetris is really good and I really like Tetris. And I want to get Tetris Effect now
Yep.
that like I've played so much Tetris.
Is it coming to Steam?
No, we don't know
I
yet.
hope so.
I imagine it will do eventually.
I want it on PC.
So do I, because I don't have a PlayStation VR and I'm not gonna buy one.
Nope.
I want it on PC, and I want it on Vive.
I'm sure it will. Res Infinite was PSVR only for a while, then it came out on Vive and stuff as well. So Res Infinite is the same team that made Tetris Effect, though.
Ah, okay.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's Mizuguchi is the name. I'm tempted to say.
If he says the word, I'm gonna have
No.
like some sort of trumpet
No,
blare.
I haven't. I'm not going to say it.
He's not gonna
I'm not
say
going
it.
to say it. There you go.
What was he
He's
going to
not gonna
say?
the word. No, I'm not
No,
gonna
I'm
tell you.
not going to say it.
It's the secret word now for the podcast.
It is. It's Tetsuya Mizuguchi.
If the word gets said, you'll know about it.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, the point is Tetris 99, really good. Highly recommend it. I love Tetris. I've always loved Tetris.
I want to know, do you think that a similar game could work for other action puzzle type games,
Dr.
such
Mario?
as Puyo Puyo,
Puyo
Dr.
Puyo,
Mario,
yeah, those would be perfect.
you know?
Can you send garbage in Dr. Mario? Like, what is... New stuff comes from the top, doesn't it? I've never played two-player Dr. Mario, so I've no idea how it works.
There is a Dr. Mario game being made for mobile called Dr. Mario World that we don't have any details on yet, but potentially that could be a Dr. Mario Battle Royale.
It sounds terrible. Other than Tetris, what are my favorite falling block games? I think Tetris really is like the main one.
Puyo Puyo and Panel de Pon are the good ones.
Tetris Attack.
Yeah, Panel de Pon. Puzzle Bobble, Bust a Move, Puzzle Bobble.
What about Columns on the Sega Mega Drive?
Oh, fuck
Columns
Columns.
is good. Columns is fun. I like
Columns is a
fuck you.
fucking stupid game.
It's fine.
Columns isn't as good as Tetris.
It's not as good as Tetris, but it's fine.
Anyone remember Meteos?
I remember
Yeah,
Meteos.
Meteos is good.
Intelligent Cube.
Intelligent Cube also counts.
Intelligent Quoob.
Intelligent Cube was the one good game that ended up on the fucking PlayStation.
PlayStation Mini.
Yeah.
Cool, let's do the quiz. Okay, I need 2 teams. I want someone to flip a coin, and whoever wins the coin toss will have to make a tricky decision.
Now look, I don't want to be a team leader this time because I don't know anything about video games.
Moogle and Wooly
Oh,
are our
here we
team
go.
captains because they did the best last time.
Okay.
Oh wait, I've got a coin. Okay, so Wooly, you can choose. Do you want the side that says Tesco or the side that doesn't have anything on it?
The one that doesn't have anything on it.
You're not supposed to take those coins out of Tesco, Specs.
The side that hasn't got anything on it is the side that's up. So, you have a choice, Wooly. You can either choose to have an extra person on your team or pick first. Which would you rather?
I want an extra person on my team.
Okay, so in that case, Moogle, you get your first pick, and then Wooly gets the rest of them.
And I can pick anybody.
Well, not me.
Well, not you, obviously, or Wooly, for various different
Yeah.
reasons. Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. Pick Raisin Bran.
I'm going to pick Raisin Bran.
Don't pick me. Don't do it. Oh, okay.
Too late.
He's the
okay.
most useful out of all of us.
That's
Raisin
very
Bran.
sweet of you, but also wrong.
Okay, so in that case, we got Wooly on one team, and he's got
Cats and Rusty.
Yeah.
Rusty and Cats. Sorry, I'm just writing everything down. And I got Moogle and Bran on the other
I'm gonna run
team.
for a piss before we do this.
Oh god.
Yep, me too.
Okay.
While I was in the bathroom, I slipped and fell into a giant puddle of piss.
No!
And all I can think is, this reminds me of the last time I played Spex's game.
So we're back with my new quiz, which I'm redubbing Riddles of the Spinx.
Spink.
Spink.
Sports.
Spink.
Spink.
First round is assigned questions. I will start off with a question for Wooly. Wooly,
Yep.
I want you to tell me 5 video games that are connected to the orange box.
What? Connected to the orange box, so not
Yes.
part of them. What the fuck does that mean? Team Fortress 3, Left 4 Dead, Portal, the new bunch, fucking Half-Life Episode 3 and Episode 4.
You have given me 5 games related to the Valve package, the orange
Oh my
box.
God.
I wanted you to give me 5 games related to the Metal Gear
Yeah,
series,
exactly.
in which the orange box
appeared.
is contained. No points for you there, Wooly.
Can I get some rules for this? Because I've played this for the
Moogle.
first time.
No, there aren't.
There aren't
Moogle.
any rules.
Moogle.
Hello, that's me.
Moogle.
I'm Moogle.
Moogle.
Yes.
The R in Armica stands for rainbow.
Yeah.
What does the R in Ryu stand for?
Ryu.
Correct.
There you go.
Rusty.
Oh god.
Name a video game with Jesus in it.
Do I give an honest answer or a meme answer?
Yes.
Give an answer.
Okami.
Video games are inherently sinful and embodied only by Satan and sometimes lesser demons if the game is a bit shit. No points for you. Bran,
Oh no.
tell me, how many games are there in the Assassin's Creed series?
Oh god.
2 because the title has ass in it twice.
I like your logic. However, there are too many games in the Assassin's Creed series.
What is the answer?
I said
Yeah.
2. You didn't let me finish. It was gonna be too many.
No arguing with the Spinx.
Okay.
Catsman, name a video game character with arms.
Garfield.
Oh. No, the answer was Tails the Fox.
That's fair.
Technically speaking, Garfield also has legs because they're not arms. They're always legs.
He's right.
Shut up.
Because he's a cat. That's a good point, actually.
But doesn't that mean that Tails also has legs?
No, he's got like hands on his arms.
He's anthropomorphized.
No
He's got gloves
arguing.
on them. You wouldn't put gloves on your feet, would you?
That's called shoes.
No, those are socks.
No, that's called socks.
Oh fuck yeah.
My God, nobody knows what gloves are in this.
Unbelievable.
Moogle.
That's me.
True or false? Peter Molyneux.
False.
Correct.
Get all the easier.
Wooly.
Yeah.
Does Nobuo Uematsu?
Yes.
No, he's never met Sue. Bran.
Yes.
What is Spinx short for?
Spink.
No, it's short for Spectrobe's Origins. It's a video game for the DS and Wii, I believe.
I know.
Rusty,
That's me.
what is the correct aspect ratio to play Super Metroid in?
That's a trick question. Because there is no screen the size of Samus's visor.
No, it's not a first-person game. You're thinking of Metroid Prime.
The correct answer is 16-9.
The correct answer is 8-7, Moogle. You
is, yeah.
heathen.
But that depends whether you think the morph ball is spherical or not.
And last but not least, it's another question for Moogle. Moogle,
Hello.
Diddy Kong, Mimi from Monkey Ball, Samba de Amigo. What do these characters have in common?
Little monkey shit!
The correct answer is I hate them.
I mean, that's what I said.
You were close, but the
You were
wording was a little
close.
off. You were close. Okay, round 2 of Riddles of the Spinx. This is Finish Me Off. You need to buzz in for this round, so get your
Octothorpes.
Octothorpes at the ready. Does everyone remember what an Octothorpe looks like?
It's the hash, right?
Good.
It is a hash,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Okay, so the idea of this round is I'm going to give you the first line of a memorable video game quote, and then whoever Octothorpes first can give me the answer, which will be the next line of that quote. So if I were to say, for example, what a thrill, you might answer, this darkness and silence through the night. Or potentially, I'm searching and I'll melt into you. Right, so first question. I've sent my right hand to dispose of you. Moogle.
Your right hand comes off.
Correct.
Thanks.
That's from Resident Evil 4. Nice of the princess. Wooly.
To invite us over for a picnic, eh, Luigi?
Thank you, Wooly. Question time, sweet cheeks. What's the name of our boss? Moogle.
Like I give a shit.
Oh no, you missed a line. It's
Oh.
Elvis. Elvis.
Oh, you're right. It is, yeah.
I only care about... Wooly.
Namine.
Correct. Kingdom Hearts. Me has given birth. Wooly.
Fuck!
Newborn baby named Mitch.
Correct. Mario, how dare you disturb my... Bran.
Family vacation.
Correct.
Fuck.
Son of a submariner. Wooly.
There's sand on my boots.
No, it's they'll pay for this, actually. That's Kefka. It's dangerous to go alone. That's probably Rusty, I think, got there first?
Take this.
Correct. The last Metroid is in captivity. Wooly is probably the first one there, so...
Galaxies at peace.
Correct. Sonic, what are you doing here? You know you and me don't get along. Moogle.
I don't think that's the point here, Knuckles.
Correct. Death
Chamber.
Death Chamber.
Death
Okay.
Chamber.
That's round 2 over with. So our next round is the quickfire round. I am going to give you a question, and you don't need to buzz in anymore. You just need to give me answers until you get the right answer. I may be looking for a specific game, so there may be multiple correct answers, but only one that I want you to give, okay?
So we're having to buzz in here.
No, just talk over each other, and I'll stop you if I hear the right answer, okay?
Oh, this will go well.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
You guys ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a specific game with a Christmas theme.
Home Alone.
No.
Christmas Pack Guy.
No.
Garfield Caught in the Act.
The U Testament.
No.
Jazz Jackrabbit Holiday Hair.
Christmas theme. Christmas nights?
Christmas Nights. Moogle's got it. Christmas Nights.
What?
Christmas nights.
Give me a letter between Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 13-3 Lightning Returns.
X.
Oh, God.
Final Fantasy
X.
Z.
Who said X? Was that Wooly?
Yes. Cross.
Wooly, you get a point. You would have got Final Fantasy V, actually, but I got X. What's my favorite Pokemon?
Rapidash.
Snorlax.
Nope.
No. Bellsprout.
No.
Who knew?
Mischievous.
Gengar.
No. Bellsprout. Oh, I do like Bellsprout, but it's not Bellsprout.
Butterfree.
No.
Oh no. There's 800 of
Mr.
them.
Mime.
Kabutops.
No, not Mr. Mime.
Slowpoke, Slowbro.
Nope.
Execute.
Magmar, Electabuzz, Jinx.
I know the cry,
Nope.
but I don't know which Pokemon it is.
Krabby?
Alolan Execute.
Not Alolan.
Krabby?
Execute,
Kingler?
I do like his long neck. No,
Oh,
that's
there's
Mitch.
not Oddish.
Porygon.
Mewtwo.
You're all in first gen. You need to broaden your scope.
Okay.
The fucking stupid one that looks like an ice cream.
Cernius.
Wobbuffet.
Not Xerneas, no. No.
Tropius.
Oh, Tropius
Nope.
is a good boy, though.
Wooly should know this. It was my starter when we played the Pokemon RPG with MD.
Scraggy.
What?
No, it wasn't Scraggy.
Scrafty. Hawlucha.
Can we get a gen?
Minfu. Minshao.
No, I'll give it.
Hitmonchan.
I'll give you it. It's Sandile. Sandile's my favorite Pokemon.
Sandile.
What does the M in M. Night Shyamalan stand for?
Mister.
Mighty.
Nope.
Mister.
Maximum.
Matt.
No. What did you say,
Mister.
Moogle?
No.
Nope.
I said that.
Yeah, okay.
Mormon.
Miserable.
Mrs.
Nope.
Mondo.
Nope.
Mate.
Mitch.
Nope.
Michael.
Mini.
Nope.
M. Night Shyamalan.
That you've just repeated the question.
No, that's what the M stands for.
So his name is M. Night Shyamalan. M. Night Shyamalan.
It's
Night Shyamalan.
M. Night
Yeah.
Shyamalan, Night Shyamalan.
Do you want the correct answer?
No, actually, it's not an M. It's not an M. It's a W turned upside down that stands for Wumbo.
Oh.
Fuck. The correct answer is Meta.
Meta Night.
Meta Knight.
Meta Night Shyamalan.
Okay.
What a twist!
What a twist!
I want you to do the next person in this sequence, okay? Mario, Donkey Kong, Link, Samus, Yoshi, Kirby, Fox,
Ness,
Pikachu,
Captain
Luigi, Ness, Captain Falcon, Jigglypuff,
Falcon,
Peach.
Jigglypuff, Peach. Bowser.
No,
Ice Climbers.
nope.
Garfield.
What was the last one you listed?
Peach was the last one I listed.
Peach, Bowser, Ice Climbers.
No.
Sheik.
You need the next one after Peach.
Sheik.
Pichu.
I'm already lost.
Daisy.
Daisy is correct.
Daisy. Daisy would be the one, yeah.
Who said Daisy? Was that Rusty?
I did.
That was
Brandon.
Rusty, yeah.
Oh, Bran.
Ours,
No,
Bran,
I
Bran.
didn't- no, it wasn't
Bran.
me.
That was Bran.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah, Bran.
Good job. All right, next question. I'm looking for a specific game with a character called Ganon in it.
Zelda 2, Zelda Link to the Past, Zelda Link's
No,
Awakening, Zelda Oracle of Seasons, Zelda Oracle of Ages, Zelda Twilight Princess, Zelda...
Breath of the
Wild.
Wild.
okay, it's not
No.
any Zelda, it's
Super
Fire Emblem.
Smash
It's
Bros.
Fire Emblem Fates.
No,
Hyrule Warriors.
no.
Fuck, Super Smash Bros.
Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition.
Oracle of
Tingles,
Seasons,
Rosy
Oracle of
Ruby Land.
Ages.
No.
Ganon is not in those.
Wand of Gamelon.
No.
Faces of Evil.
Zelda's
Faces of
Adventure.
Evil.
You're going to need to broaden your scope to outside of Nintendo games,
Shin
everyone.
Megami Tensei Nocturne.
No,
Ganon.
Devil May Cry 2.
Outside of Nintendo games.
nope,
What other Ganons are there?
Planescape Torment.
nope,
There's a Ganon in that.
nope.
No, there's no. I was trying to bluff you.
Don't bluff him. He already knows the answer.
50 Cent Blow in the Sand.
No.
Crusader Kings 2.
Do you want the answer?
Yeah, I want to get this
you're
over
gonna,
with, please.
You're going to kick yourself, Willie. It's Fallout New Vegas.
Oh.
Arcade Ganon.
What about Isaac Ganon, Uruguayan sociologist?
I don't know of him.
Well, that's your fault.
That's true.
Okay, next up. I gotta get in the zone for this one. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Do you
Okay.
really?
Is it gonna perform the,
All
the poker rap?
I'm gonna mouth trumpet a video game song to you, and I want you
Oh,
to
man.
tell me which song it is, okay?
It's from Crash Bandicoot, like the first level.
Brand's got it, yeah. It's the
No, it's the main menu.
it's
isn't it?
Crash Bandicoot 1 main menu theme, yeah.
I recognized it. I didn't know what game because I never played it.
I would have recognized it if it was in tune.
I instantly recognized it, but I couldn't tell which one it was.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Oopda.
Okay, next up. Name a train in a video game. Christian names only, please.
The train
What?
in.
Thomas.
Thomas is correct, Moogle. Thomas the Tank Engine
There you
from
go.
Super Thomas and Friends on the Super Nintendo.
Oh,
Okay,
I believe that.
last question from the quickfire round. Which video game character is named after singer-songwriter James Newell Osterberg Jr.?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
James Newell Osterberg Jr.
No,
Oh.
James.
no,
Garfield.
no,
Ganon.
Seaman.
no,
Chris.
no,
Tetris.
no.
James Newell Osterberg Jr.
James O something.
Quite a famous man.
Never heard of him.
Me neither.
James Newell Osterberg
Oh, you've
Jr.
heard of him. You've heard of him.
Osterberg. Is it Bowser Jr.?
It's not Bowser Jr.
Oh.
You're close, though.
Is it gonna be
What's
like
his name?
a
Iggy.
Koopa Kid?
Iggy Cooper.
God damn it!
Nice.
It's Iggy Pop's real name.
Is this who can
Ah.
Wikipedia Iggy Pop's real name the fastest?
If someone has done that, then they will be losing all their points. All their points.
I've never heard of this person.
I refuse to believe that anyone here knew offhand that Iggy Pop's real name was James Newell Osterberg Jr.
I mean, I said Bowser Jr.
No, I just threw out a random Koopaling name.
I don't
Yeah.
even know who that is.
Fair enough. He did get a clue from me saying it was close to Bowser Jr. Okay, so the last round. Okay, this is for 5 points.
Oh no.
It's a team game, so
Oh, no.
remember who your teammates are: Moogle and Bran versus
Bran,
Wooly,
you and
Rusty,
me.
and Cats. Okay,
Yeah.
this is going to be for all the marbles. This will take it if the team
Oh,
that's
no.
losing wins this, they will win.
Oh fuck.
This is Debate Club. Who would win in a fight? Okay, and Wooly, since you are in the losing position at the moment, you get to choose which side of the argument you want to be on. Who would win in a fight? 10,000 Marios or the sun? Wooly. which side do you want to argue for?
I'm gonna go with 10,000 Marios because Mario, he got away from the sun once. And he can even kill the sun with a Koopa shell. So, if 10,000 Marios come at the sun all at the same time, the sun's pretty fucked.
Okay.
Yeah, you can kill
Okay.
the sun.
Your rebuttal, Mooglepies and Bran.
My rebuttal: the angry sun is not in fact the sun. It is a monster that looks like the sun. Notice that when you kill the sun, the angry sun in Mario 3, the light does not disappear from the level. Thus, it cannot be the actual sun that you're killing there.
Ooh.
And I'm going to go with the fact that 10,000 Marios could not kill an actual sun.
Okay.
I would
alright.
like to rebut that
Yes,
because
please do.
the sun is so far away, it takes the light from the sun 4 minutes to reach the Earth. So when you kill the sun, it would take 4 minutes for the level to go dark.
He's right, he's right.
He's right on that respect, but again, if the initial assumption that I made that it's a monster that looks like the sun, that can't be true because you're that close to the sun that Mario would literally burn up and disintegrate.
Mario has been very close to suns because, of course, he's close to suns all the time in Mario Galaxy, and he's just fine. Doesn't even get suntan.
That's true.
That's not the sun, that is a sun.
It's not the sun, though, and on the other hand...
He's been close to stars, which are more powerful than the sun.
That's
don't know
true,
that.
but if he were close to the sun, it would be hot enough that it would be hotter than the lava that kills him even if he has a star.
Oh,
He bounces harmlessly off the lava and loses a little bit of health, which he can get back by just picking up a coin.
So it's not harmless then.
No, but we're talking... It's the only game where you can fight the sun is Mario Bros. 3, where he can't do that. What I'm saying is that if it were the actual sun, he would have been burned up because the actual sun is hotter than the lava that kills him, just even if he's got a star in his possession. I don't think 10,000 Marios could kill the sun. I don't see it.
The quantity of Marios means nothing here. They all get close and they all just burn up and die.
Mario destroyed and reset the entire universe, and that was just
No.
one Mario.
Rosalina did that.
No, that was Rosie that did that.
yeah, that was Rosalina did that.
Mario was the main force. Rosalina just sort of sat around and was sad.
Nah, Rosalina could have done it without Mario. Mario just beat Bowser and Rosalina was like, alright, I'm gonna reset the world. Mario had no decision on that.
Mario couldn't even fucking beat, the antagonists of Smash Bros. Ultimate single-handedly. How you think he's gonna beat the fucking sun? I've no idea.
Yeah, he fucking died to Ridley. You think he could take on the fucking sun?
Excuse me, but lots of video game characters have fucking beaten the sun. I mean, Kirby beat the sun. Why can't Mario?
Kirby's beaten the sun and the moon at the same time,
Yeah.
but Kirby's an eldritch abomination. We've established this before. Mario isn't. He's just he's just a guy.
Mario has powers.
He does have powers.
He has the power. He
He
does
doesn't have powers, he gets powers.
That's true. He doesn't, by default, he doesn't have powers on his own.
But his power is getting powers.
If Mario has Cappy,
That's
Cappy,
not Mario's powers, though. That's Cappy.
No. Hold on, though. Cappy's with Mario. If Mario has Cappy and throws Cappy into the sun...
Well, this wasn't established in this.
This wasn't established at the start. It just says 10,000
then,
Marios.
then Cappy fucking dies. That's what happens.
I will allow Mario his full suite of tools.
Mario throws Cappy into the sun, but Cappy becomes...
Can I give the sun a full suite of tools as well?
What tools does the sun canonically have?
The power to kill Mario.
Canonically, it could go supernova and just destroy half of the galaxy.
Deadly radiation.
It can't do that
Yeah.
at will, though.
It can't do what it will, but it might happen. If you give it long enough, it'll happen.
Moogle, you've defeated yourself because if the sun goes supernova, it destroys itself.
Yeah, but Mario didn't.
But then
beat it,
Mario
then.
dies too.
Yeah, but the question was who would win, the sun or Mario? If the sun
Nobody
goes
wins there.
supernova,
They both die.
then nobody wins. Yeah. Then they're at a stalemate.
Then they're at stalemate. Nobody gets any points, and Bran and I win.
Now hold on here. I think it's meta.
I think we've reached a stalemate, and I think you're right. Actually,
You can't
Mario
force a
does
stalemate.
not defend unless you can come up with some way that Mario could defend against the
fucking
supernova.
sun, and the only response he has is, "Oh, it's not the real sun."
He had a good argument as to why it wasn't the real sun. He had a good argument.
Otherwise,
He had a good
There
argument.
is no
Go out
argument
when you
as to
kill
that.
it.
I've already explained to you why the lights don't
you
go
can wait
hold up,
out.
4
didn't hold
seconds
up.
though, and it doesn't
You
fucking
can't
go out.
But
because the
when
fucking
Mario-
stage.
When Mario leaves the level, it doesn't matter anymore. Like the world resets, so we don't get to make it there, and the timer is not enough.
How long is the timer on that level?
It only takes 4 seconds. It only takes 4 seconds for the light to go out. If it were going to
4
go
seconds, 4 minutes, he said.
out. Oh,
8
4
minutes.
minutes.
It is more like 8 minutes.
Is it
Yeah.
more like minutes?
That's why there's a fucking.
But if he kills it, you can't go back into the level, but the light is still on in the next level. Therefore, the sun cannot
Yeah,
have been
because
destroyed.
he's moving further away from the sun, and that's what the timer is. It's saying
All right, I'm swaying
The
towards
timer
Willy's
is-
argument now. That's good.
the timer is saying the sun is going to go out, and everything's going to die in this many minutes. You have to keep moving and get through the level so you can get.
No, because if you leave the sun be, the timer is still there.
So, if that were the case, so you would have to beat the game 4 minutes after
8
that
minutes.
for that to happen.
What?
But in a standard playthrough of Mario Bros. 3, after you kill the sun, you get to the next
No,
level.
no, Willy's already explained that Mario is outrunning the rays of light that are still coming from the dying sun. So if he moves as fast as the light does, then
But the world is spinning towards the rays of light, so no matter how fast he goes, he's not going to outrun the planet spin.
Why are you making an assumption about which way the world is spinning relative to the way Mario is going?
Because generally speaking, you're going towards the east.
What do you mean, general?
In all the levels. You head towards the right in most of the worlds.
Hey, where's the fucking compass on Mario? Alright, where's the compass on Super Mario Bros. 3?
It is towards the east because Japan is an area in the second world.
It's not actually
of
Japan.
Mario Bros. 3. It is Japan. It looks exactly like Japan. It's got the same spaces as Japan.
I feel like your argument as to why it isn't the sun relies on a lot of assumptions.
I think the assumptions are more than fair because the light just it stays
not
there.
the
What do you mean assumptions are more than fair? You're saying because an island that looks like Japan is on the world map, that means Mario's going east.
Well, your assumption is that he's outrunning the fucking rays of light when he physically doesn't go faster than the speed of light. I mean, how's he going to do that? There's no evidence that he's ever gone faster than the speed of light.
There's no evidence he hasn't.
At which point we're at
This
stalemate
is bullshit.
again.
This is a bullshit argument, man.
Happyman, I'm going to be honest, I think you picked the wrong side.
Fuck you. I don't care. I'm right.
Good argument.
Yeah, it is. Because
Like
it
I
means
give a
it means
shit.
we're moving on.
I liked this. I'm going to come up with a new debate for next time. I'm going to say that Moogle and Bran have won
Oh,
this
fuck
this
off.
round of
Fucking
riddles
go.
of the Sphinx. I think the
Sold.
best we can reach from this argument is a stalemate. So because they're ahead in points anyway, they have won Riddles of the Sphinx, which means you each collect 2 Spinx points.
2 Spinx points.
2 Spinx
Make him
points.
say
I've got quite a
something.
few Spinx points at this
You
stage.
can spend Spinx points to make me read out a line of your choosing in any voice that you would like me to attempt. Wooly, you've got 2 Spinx points in the bank for a joke you made last week at Wrestle Sunday as well, by the way.
Yeah.
I think I have one from last podcast too.
You might do, yeah. You should have. If you won on last podcast, you've got 2. You need to keep
I
track of
think
your
I
own
won.
Spinx points because I
Okay.
won't remember them.
All right, I'm gonna start logging them.
I've got 4 at the moment. I'm up to 4.
I'm at 4 because I think I won last week. I gotta check the podcast though. Can we call them Spinx?
Oh,
Points.
Points is good. You got 4
Points.
points. That's great.
Point.
I'm not liking all these hybrid specs names.
Just call him Spink. It's fine.
Spank.
No, because he's embraced Spink.
No, he hasn't embraced Spink.
I have to call him. We talked about
Spank.
this.
Every time I say it, he twitches, and he
No.
thinks that I don't know, but I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Spank, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's okay. You can call him Spank.
All right, that's that bullshit done. What's our next our next bullshit?
I want to come at you with a conundrum.
Oh, I love conundrums.
Oh no.
Oh.
Catsman conundrum.
I complain a lot about remakes of games that don't need to be made, right? But there are actually plenty of games that I think could do with a remake. So I want you to tell me about a game that you think is like flawed that you would like to see remade and fixed.
Does it have to be flawed?
A game that you want remade because you think the remake would actually be better than the original.
Okay, so it basically is a game that needs to be remade to fix its issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that is what he said.
Not for other reasons. Okay.
I've got the perfect game. I've been playing Wonderful 101 recently. When I played it originally...
He's still salty.
When I played it originally...
Wonderful 101 is trash.
When I played it originally, I thought it was quite good. I thought it may be one of Platinum's best titles. I've gone back to it recently and started playing it again, and there's so many issues that are just like making it really difficult for me to enjoy playing it, and I can see how they could all be fixed fairly easily, and I think it would be a good game if you were to fix those issues, but because it's not got those like fixes, it's just a frustrating game to play.
Which issues?
So have you played it?
No.
I'll explain it to you. The way the combat works is it's a sort of hacky slashy beat 'em up kind of game like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, but the way you attack is you have 100 little dudes at maximum with you who you form into shapes, which you have to draw either on the touchpad with a stylus or using the right analog stick. And when you form them into shapes, they make a weapon, which then you attack with. To make the weapon, you have to use energy, which you've got about 10 slots of, essentially, that charge back up over time. And as your weapon gets bigger when you draw it, you use more energy. Your defensive options also come off this energy bar, and dodges take 1 block of energy and shielding takes 2 blocks of energy, I think. And the issue with the game is, because you've got to make this trade-off of attack versus defense, you can leave yourself in a situation where you can't attack anymore because you don't have the juice necessary to summon a weapon. And sometimes you need specific weapons to even be able to damage the enemies. So if you've not got juice, then you just can't attack and you can't defend. If you've not got enough little guys, then you can't really do good combos, because combos rely on you having enough guys to make 2 weapons at the same time and attack with both of them. There's no lock-on, no true lock-on anyway. There are ways you can lock on, but it's a short-term lock-on that only lasts while you've got little guys like climbing up on the enemies, which lasts about 3 seconds. So there's no proper lock-on, which means a lot of the attacks you're just kind of flailing and hoping you're going to hit with. A lot of the pictures that you have to draw to summon the weapons look the same. So a wiggly line for a whip can quite easily be interpreted as a sickle for summoning the hammer, can quite easily be interpreted as the bomb design, which is like the cherry bomb from Okami, to summon a bomb. The cherry bomb can quite easily be designed as the fist, which is just a circle. The gun can easily be sort of misinterpreted as a whip, so it's very easy to select the wrong thing. How I would fix this is I would make it so that you could summon any attack weapon at base with maybe a directional input on the D-pad rather than using the drawing. It would not cost any meter if you summoned it at its base like attack power, so that you've always got the energy to attack with if you need it, but you can draw them bigger if you want to do more damage. I'd probably make dodging free as well, make blocking a bit cheaper, and there's big problems with the camera as well, because there's always so much stuff going on the screen and you can't change the camera, so you really can't tell what's going on a lot of the time, and you miss telegraphing on enemies because they don't telegraph their attacks well enough. So that's how I'd fix that, and I think it would be better.
It seems like most of these issues could be fixed if we were just good at video games.
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but
do you disagree?
Probably not.
You've played it.
I probably don't disagree.
My biggest problem with that game is the levels are so fucking long.
They are quite long.
To the point where it's just like, when I'm like halfway through a level, I'm like, alright, I think I've had my fill of this level, and it keeps going, and I just gotta like tear through it, and just by the time the level's over, I'm just like, yeah, I'm done for the day. And I got the game, I played like 2 levels, and I was like, yeah, I don't like this at all. I haven't touched it since I think I sold it. I really don't like the game.
I want to posit a game that no one will fucking remember except for me.
Go on.
Jazz Jackrabbit
Every
1.
time.
Jazz Jackrabbit.
Jazz Jackrabbit 1 is a legit fun action platformer game, but it came out on DOS.
Yes.
And it had a 320 by 200 resolution, and the sprites are really big. And in that game, you run really, really fast. So basically, if you run at max speed, you'll just run into every enemy and hazard in the entire game. But it turns out there's actually a source port of Jazz that's not finished yet, but it doubles the resolution, and suddenly it goes from like a bad game to a pretty good game. So please remake that. And remake Duke Nukem 2 as well, because Duke Nukem 2 is badass and not enough people know about it.
Nice.
I think you'll find that Duke Nukem 3D was the first Duke Nukem game. There weren't a Duke Nukem 1 or 2.
I was disappointed by Duke Nukem 3D when it came out. I was like, oh, great, I can't wait for more side-scrolling Duke action. And then this first-person shooter game comes out. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's because you're a contrarian.
Duke 2 was better. Duke 2 is a great platformer, only hampered by the fact that it runs at about 8 frames per second at all times.
Yep.
Here's the thing I want to get remade, and it kind of goes against the rules we set up, because I don't think there are issues that need to be fixed, and quite honestly, the port could make it worse. I just want more exposure for Ghost Trick.
Didn't Ghost Trick get an iPhone port?
Ghost Trick would be fine on the Switch, actually, because it only uses one screen for most of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, the style, the pixelated, what's it called?
Rotoscope?
Rotoscoped. It looks so beautiful. It is so perfect for the screen. How would you translate this to the TV?
You'd vectorize it. You'd have to.
Yeah, but would it look better?
If you paid a lot of attention to it, yes, but they probably wouldn't. They'd probably fuck
Because
it up.
part of the charm is just you can't see the faces in the animated. Should I call them sprites? I mean, they are kind of.
Yeah, they are sprites, really.
Yeah, I thought so. Ghost Trick came out on iOS.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it coming out on Switch, potentially.
I hope so, because this game is phenomenal. It is by far my favorite mobile console game of all time.
Cool.
I got 2 games that could do with remakes.
Go on.
Are they Resident Evil games?
Resident Evil 3,
And 4.
Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Nope, Code Veronica does, but that's not the argument that I'm going to make here. I'm actually going to make an argument that is near and dear to mine and Happy's heart, despite the fact that it got a remake last year, which was shit. Secret of Mana should get a remake at some point.
It just got one, Moogle.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know, and it's shit because it's basically a one-for-one remake of the original game, but with shit graphics and music.
Oh, I've heard real bad things about the music.
It could do with a remake to add online play and real-time item switching and magic use per player. That's the main thing that I would do to it, because everything else is probably fine. But the act of having to go into different menus each time you want to do something and halting the gameplay for everybody else is just very frustrating. That's probably the big one that I would probably want to do. But no, the remake that they released last year on PS4 and PC and Xbone, presumably as well, it's just less nice graphics and some terrible voice acting and redone music, some of which is awful.
Oh boy.
Which I think is a real shame.
Wouldn't be a modern Japanese RPG without horrible MIDI music blaring at you all the time.
Yeah. The other one that I would like to have remade to fix all of its issues is GoldenEye.
Well, there was
They did that. It came out on the Wii. Don't you remember? On the Wii.
Stop.
That's not a remake. It's not a remake.
There was a port of GoldenEye to the Source engine, or a remake on the Source engine.
GoldenEye Source is fun.
It's only the multiplayer, but I remember
Yes.
that being quite good.
Paintball mode as well. That's fun.
I heard there's like a really good mod of it that like makes it really good on PC.
It will never happen, but I want all good console FPS games to come out on PC,
Yeah.
right? I want someone to mod Metroid Prime so that it has mouse look.
I think it does.
No, it doesn't.
You can probably do that with Dolphin.
You can't.
I don't know.
No, you can't. I spent about 3 hours looking it up. You can't. But like the Wiimote aiming on the Wii one is pretty good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really like
It's
Wiimote
okay.
aiming.
That's how I play those games.
I want mouse. I just need mouse.
The Vive one is like this, but instantaneous with no lag, and
Yeah.
it is the gun. It literally is the gun.
Yeah.
While you wear this helmet on your face. It is really, really cool.
That's nice. That's a neat thing.
If anyone remember the fucking Nintendo On trailer that they showed.
The what?
It's like I have the Nintendo On.
Oh, this is the thing that the Revolution, the fake trailer for like the VR thing. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
this.
someone made a fake Nintendo VR trailer before the Wii came out.
Way back in 2005.
It was a giant helmet that went all the way over your head that you like plugged games into.
Oh god, it was so fucking funny. And people took it seriously.
I want a remake of Jurassic Park Trespasser that has everything that they were originally going to put in the game.
I mean, you could do that with so many different games. You could do that with every Peter Molyneux game that's ever existed. Like, I want a Peter Molyneux game that doesn't have any of the lies. I just want it where he just told the truth.
A remake of Fable 2 where it has everything that it promised to be would be a great game.
That's called Fable 3.
Fable 3 is just worse than Fable 2.
I would like a remake of Black and White.
Yeah, I was about to say that. A remake or a sequel to Black and White with VR support.
Oh, VR support would be good because the whole perspective of that game would work really well in VR.
Yeah, because you are a hand. And you move around by dragging the land.
Yeah, that would
Pick
work
up
well.
the people and shake them. Yeah.
That would actually make Dungeon Keeper a great VR game, too, now that I think about it.
That would be awesome.
Remake every Peter Molyneux game. They did remake Populous, actually. They called it Populous the Beginning.
Populous the Beginning was a fun game.
On the topic of beginning, I'm one of the few people who played the Legend of Spyro trilogy with A New Beginning.
I think you're the only person on Earth who wants a Legend of Spyro remake, Rusty.
I think so too. It could be so much better. But for now, I want the basic Spyro remake on the Switch. I'm waiting for that to happen.
That's basically confirmed.
The basic Spyro remake is okay. It's not amazing, but it's not like the Crash Bandicoot remake that just looked like absolute hot shit. It looks all right.
Yeah, but I never played them, so I have a way to play them.
Yeah, I've never played them either.
Play the originals.
I don't have a PlayStation.
Play them on emulator. Have you heard of emulators?
What's that?
You can download a program that lets you play anything on your computer.
Although if you download the wrong one, I will judge you.
And if you play it in the wrong aspect ratio, I'll judge you.
Play all games in 16:9.
No!
Yes!
Yes!
I will, and I will not hack the aspect ratio. I will just stretch it.
No!
And use Super Eagle filter.
No!
Super Eagle. But it makes the game look better. It makes it look less blocky.
No!
I like it when I can see the lines like a CRT had.
Yes!
That's okay. I've got this really over-the-top CRT shader that makes everything like ultra blurry and like has bloom on it.
No!
To wrap this up, I would like a remake of any kind of Metal Gear 2.
Yeah, the older Metal Gear games.
What would you change in Metal Gear 2?
Not Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear 2.
Oh, you mean the original top-down Metal Gears?
Yes. I was like, you could just make Metal Gear 1 as the tutorial level and then do the rest of the game as Metal Gear 2, because Metal Gear 2 is just like, it does a lot of the same things as 1, but better.
Pokemon Coliseum is a real shit game
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I would love to see remade.
Coliseum's cool.
When I was a kid, I loved that game.
Yes.
And then I also loved XD, and I still love XD. XD is still really good. So I played those two games like a couple summers ago, and it destroyed my perception of Coliseum because that game is so bad.
It's so slow. Part of it, the problem is it's so slow.
The three main problems with it, right, are it's really slow. The Pokemon selection is really shit. Like, they give you a lot of, like, bad Johtomons.
Yeah, they do.
Like, that eventually got evolutions later, which they can obviously fix because they exist now, like Mamoswine. So, if they increase the variety, and if they fix the goddamn awful level curve, because you go from fighting level 40s to level 60s within, like, 4 or 5 fights. It's kind of ridiculous.
And there's no real way of leveling up elsewise. It's like...
Yeah, you could, like, grind Mount Battle, I guess, but it's a chore. So I would love to see that game. And like, I love the double battle concept. So I would love to see, even if they did both of them, XD I don't think really needs it, but if they're going to do one, I guess do both of them together. But I'd love to see those games remade.
It was nice to have a Pokemon game that was, one, on a console, two, more story-focused than just go get the gym badges.
Yeah.
And it felt a bit more mature, even though it wasn't really, I guess. I'd like something in a similar style, but with the ability to actually catch Pokemon and not just snag them.
The Coliseum protagonist is so badass. Like, I love him.
His bike!
I love his coat. I love that his coat is a Kyogre.
Wait, what?
Yeah, his coat's a Kyogre. Like, if you look at the arm of it, it's got like a Kyogre's head on it.
Which character is this?
The main character.
His name is Wes. Oh my god, you're right!
Did I just never notice this?
That's like the most badass thing about him. His coat is a Kyogre skin.
You're right, it fucking is.
Holy
What the fuck?
shit!
We need a Shadow the Hedgehog for the Pokemon audience.
I mean, he's edgy as fuck, don't get me wrong, but...
He's a product of his time, for sure.
And a bad guy, technically, so like,
He's an anti-hero.
That's the one thing I like less about XD, is that they basically like kind of toned it back down to like the kid protagonist.
Yes, yeah, it did.
Apparently, the original antagonist of XD was supposed to be Wes. They planned for him to be like, I guess he like went like mad with power and he was gonna be like the big bad.
Oh, that would have been cool. I love it when they do that in games.
Yeah, that's so dope.
We have so many video game movies coming out. We've not talked about any of them on the podcast. Just to kind of acknowledge that we're having some sort of big video game movie happenings over the next year. We've got Pokemon, Detective Pikachu. We've got a remake of the original Pokemon movie. We've got Sonic the Hedgehog, which looks like it's going to shape up to be something pretty good.
I really want to go see the Sonic the Hedgehog movie in the theaters.
Oh, yeah.
I'm begging all of my friends, like, will you go with me? So that I don't have to watch the Sonic the Hedgehog movie alone in a theater.
Oh no!
You know, everyone in the theater would be making fun of it too. Like, everyone would just be yelling and shit.
True, I think it'd be a good vibe.
But that said, I won't be on the episode where we discuss Detective Pikachu because I refuse to acknowledge it. Like, I just don't want to hear anything about it.
why?
Why not?
I'm genuinely excited for that movie. I think it looks good.
I'm not.
I think Fuzzy Pikachu is fucking amazing.
I think the designs for a lot of the Pokemon are not what I would have gone with, but I'm interested to see what they do with them.
Fuzzy Pikachu's fine. Jigglypuff is the one that distresses me the most, though.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen Lickitung as well?
I've seen
looks
Lickitung,
cool.
and like, fine, whatever.
I mean, I think they all look hideous,
They do.
but then I don't have any particular attachment to Pokemon. But I can imagine that Happyman has some kind of attachment to Pokemon.
No. It's not that it's Pokemon. It's that it's got this real grody, like, adult animation Seth MacFarlane like vibe. I know it's not actually by Seth MacFarlane, but like it feels like something in that.
Oh fuck, you're kind of right though. It does kind of feel like.
Now, hold on though. Wasn't it written by Alex Hirsch, who wrote like probably one of the best cartoons to come out in years? So
Okay, I don't care. It's still the impression I get. I'm not gonna watch it.
well, I think you should look at it with an open mind.
No, sorry.
That's, you know what? There's times when people have said to me, you should look at this with an open mind, Catsman, and I've been like, no. So I can't criticize Happyman for that.
The reason all these movies are coming out now is because studios are catching on that you don't have to spend money on marketing if you just let memes do the marketing for you.
Well, no, it's if you just make an adaptation of an existing thing. We had that for ages, but they've only just cottoned on that it like works. If you just do something that's like tangentially related to like a video game.
Imagine how much shit like Legend of Chun-Li would get if it was made now. Like there would be memes all over about it. Like nobody gave a shit back when it came out in like 2004 or whatever. But like culture has changed so that people will.
You're saying bad things can do successfully because of memes?
Yes.
There's very much an ironic viewership now that, like, I'm not going to go watch any of these films. Well, maybe Detective Pikachu I think I might be into, but the others, like, I don't think they're going to be good, but I want to watch them to see how bad they are. And I think that's been compounded in recent years by, like, being able to critique everything on the internet and laugh amongst, like, the entire world at how bad something is.
You're going to hate me for this, but I think things that are bad still have artistic merit in some cases because they're bad.
No, I agree, but I hate things that are bad on purpose. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's the difference between Samurai Cop and Samurai Cop 2. Samurai Cop 2 is self-aware, and that's why it's unwatchable.
Yep.
Hello, and thank you for listening to the podcast. If you'd like to listen to more of them, you should do that. Thank you, and goodbye.
That's right.
Rock me, baby. Baby. Rock me, baby. Baby.
That's right.
Baby. Baby. Baby.
Spinx point to get Spinx to read this 50-cent tweet and a voice of his choice.
My day went good, signed a big deal, got my ass licked, got the strap in the show, performed in front of 40k people, and here I am on Twitter, okay.
For fuck's sake. Goldie! You fucking stop that.